Welcome to the opening day of the Silkway Rally. The party and celebrations of the opening ceremony for the rally were quite spectacular. Dance, music, stunt riding. Oh, the citizens of the city will cherish the day for quite a while. But after the fun and frolics of the prologue in the centre of Kazan, the competitors will exchange the built-up city and party atmosphere for the tranquil farmland and military grounds of southern Russia. So to the second stage of the Silkway Rally, and it begins 90 kilometers outside of Kazan and heads for the small Russian town of Bogoroslan. The special stage, 141 kilometers in length, is expected to be easy on the cars, but tricky for the navigators as it zigzags its way across the well-trodden routes. Flat-out sections will reward the attacking. In the cars, there are two distinct battles. Who will lead the Volkswagen charge, and who will be better the rest? For many of the Russian amateurs, the atmosphere and landscape is enough, but it played havoc with Volkswagen Motorsport. As the cars leading onto the stages and no bikes on the Silkway Rally, it was charge of Volkswagen to make the tracks. And Carlos Sainz, Giniel de Villiers and Mark Miller all made big mistakes. The man that didn't, though, was new boy Nasser Al-Attiyah, who stamped his authority on his team members by taking stage victory. The Qatari had to pass both Christian Louvet and his teammate Mark Miller to be just 3 minutes ahead.
It's very important for me because I make it a plan and I must stay in this plan. And we'll see tomorrow because like what I say, tomorrow it will be two stage. It will be very high speed. If we lose time, but we lose time a little bit, you know, not big. But tomorrow will be also interesting because first car we start clean the road and yeah, I'm quite happy for today.
Sainz was the second VW on the road, but was first over checkpoint 1 after passing Giniel de Villiers in the confusion, but could not match Al-Attiyah's pace, just 3 minutes back. In fact, once in service, he was more concerned about his son, participating in the World Karting Championships. Mark Miller hasn't driven the Touareg for a while and so was satisfied to be the third VW. The American was faster than his South African teammate as he revelled in the conditions and got acclimatised once more to being flat out. Concerned by a small engine problem brought on after a mistake over a bumpy section of track, Giniel de Villiers had a navigational area and brought him as last of the Touaregs.
We lost a lot of time. We got lost a few times, losing a lot of time, but it was really difficult to open, you know, really, really difficult. So we'll see tomorrow.
Best of the rest was Frenchman Christian Louvet. His team Dessoud Nissan may have been nearly 10 minutes off the pace of the rally leaders, but he felt his run was safe, without mistakes, and hopes to maintain his 5th spot. He says it was a good stage with lots of different ways, but you must concentrate and follow the roadbook. For the first day, though, it's very pleasant. But not pleasant for everybody. Andrea Cherenkov for Fast Team wasn't having a very fast day, as a small mistake meant water tried to seek and claim his Toyota. He was stuck in a marshy area of track off the beaten route, and his car was stuck in the heavy mud. Eventually, a local truck came to rescue, and after a bit of pushing and shoving, the Toyota was eventually freed. Despite being on his way, he lost nearly 2 hours and finished last of the 49 finishes. There was problems for other competitors too. This Team Yasuda Nissan being towed home. So, in 6th position and first of the Russians was Alex Berkut, just 25 seconds off Delahaye and well ahead of his countrymen. Fastest of the SMG buggies was Bernard Aredon, eclipsing his more experienced teammate and team boss by more than 15 minutes. Known for his attacking style, it's not surprising that Bernard was pushing hard on this short stage. Matthias Karl, the multiple German rally champion and team owner, enjoyed the performance of his V6 Honda power buggy over the flat ground to finish 8th. Whilst Philippe Gache was having a dreadful day. Navigational errors put him down 16.5 minutes behind the rally leaders. The overall ranking then, Alatia ahead of Sainz, Miller ahead of De Villiers and Levy. Best of the rest, 9.5 minutes down. So to the trucks, and while the cars may have been separated by minutes, there was seconds between the leading trucks. Plenty of unanswered questions. Would Kamaz dominate, or who would beat? We're just kilometres away from the Kamaz base, but it wouldn't be a Kamaz truck at the top. There was early embarrassment, in fact, for the Kamaz team, as the Prime Minister of Tatarstan, in one of his many outings with Kamaz, broke down after just 13 minutes of the stage. He did receive a little bit of help from his teammate Fabirish Kabirov, but it wasn't enough to get him going. At the moment, it looks like his rally might be over after just 13 minutes. So to the front of the field, and at checkpoint 1, Gerard de Roy's Iveco had passed Kabirov on the road and therefore was 2 minutes ahead of the expected front runners. By the end, he was 4 minutes and 43 seconds ahead, meaning Iveco would take the spoils on Kamaz's back door. But it wasn't all plain sailing. De Roy suffered front brake problems, and with 50 kilometres to go, he had to nurse his Iveco truck home. De Roy was revelling in driving his new Iveco truck. The first time out after a switch from Dinaf, and apart from a slight mistake, he would take victory by just 12 seconds.
My front brakes, they were gone. The air hose, the main supply hose broke, so I only had the brakes on the rear. And then after that I went 3 times straight, or in the corners, so but nothing serious.
With that issue curtailing De Roy's pace, attention turned to Vladimir Chagin. He had passed Lefray on the road and was pushing hard in the dust cloud, but would end the stage 12 seconds off the time of De Roy. Chagin finished second and would be top Kamaz, but so close to home, he would certainly have preferred a victory here in Russia. But his attention was turned to the spectacular sights of the opening day's celebrations. Still struck by plenty of audience members around the stages, both at the start and the finish. Chagin commentated, "I'm really surprised by the spectators at the start of the stage. There was a concert organised and there was lots of people there, and the finish today was amazing. We are all very happy to see them, especially the foreign drivers, and it's a real pleasure."
Все мне очень нравится, так же как и участникам остальным зарубежным, видно их восторженные глаза, лица. Bravo.
Alice Lefray made sure of 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 as he had a solid run in his Tatra. These fast stages, perhaps not as much to his liking as the marathon stages, but Lefray has put himself in a solid position for the days to come. At the start of the rally, Firdis Kabrovich was the man all eyes were on. His rapturous cheers from the fans in Kazan proof of what success in the Dakar can bring. Khabarov finished fourth today, losing 3 minutes after stopping to help his stricken Prime Minister and teammates. The fifth spot today belonged to third Kamaz of Igor Mardev, a long-time assistant to the Kamaz team. He is now in his 5th year of racing and is a driver who likes to attack from the outset. So this stage was perfect. It was a great battle between him, Khabarov and Jan de Rooij, and he came out on top when it came to the crunch. Jan de Rooij then, splashing his way through the puddles, just a few seconds behind the Kamaz trucks, as the rest of the field enjoyed this open stage here in the Russian farmland. 8th place would go to Airat Mardev, enjoying these beautiful landscapes that Russia has to offer. Eduardo Nikolaev would finish the stage in 9th position. And after embarrassment about getting his truck stuck on the banks on the Super Special yesterday, Mehrdov finished in 10th. So here are the top 5 then. De Rooij ahead of Chagin, Lopra and Khabarov, with Mardev in 5th, 5 minutes behind. As the farmers continue to harvest their fields, the Silkway Rally rolls on. Tomorrow's stage is split into 2 parts, both roughly 120 kilometres, but 2 very, very different stages. One bumpy and twisty, the other flat and flat out. It should be spectacular.